Happy Love Day. Do any of you feel that you have to hide your love or hide your love for something? Keep your heart safe, you withhold love. Your mouth is moving, beloved, but we do not hear you.
Hi, Metatron. It's Lori. I'll
Yes.
talk. Yeah, actually, I've been focusing on this maybe because my heart's opening a bit more again. But I remember as a child, I was all about love, and
Mm,
I was
yes.
totally lovey, as guides have given me that nickname. I was so over the top with love,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Sure, it's a bit
Indeed.
much for everybody in my life, but they also loved me for it, I know. But by the time I'd say it's probably about seven, I would imagine people were concerned that I needed to toughen up and this, that, and the other.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was a very good soldier, so I really went pretty deep in putting some shields in. So I
Yeah.
am interested in opening up my heart,
Yeah.
and going back to that point. So that's
Right.
me tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so many parents tell their children that they must toughen up because they worry that they'll be too soft and they will get hurt in the world, right? And what have you noticed? Even with your heart closed, you still get hurt.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
you might as well open it up and say, Yata, hey, let's go. Let's have that open heart. What is happening upon your planet at this time makes everyone feel like they want to contract their energy and close their heart to protect themselves, right? There is so much going on everywhere. And yet, beloved light workers, and each and every one of you is that. This is the time where the open heart is a must. You will not be able to do Spirit's work with a closed heart. Yeah. And so, what does it take to open a closed heart? Well, some of you have closed your hearts because of trauma, right? And so it takes attending to the trauma and shifting the trauma so that you can begin to trust enough to open the heart again, right? For some of you, mm, you don't feel good enough or worthy to receive what is all the love that the universe and humanity has for you. And so you kind of shut it down or filter it a little bit. And you actually can make the choice to live each day with your heart more open, right? You can get up in the morning and say, okay, I'm going to open my heart today. Or today feels like it's going to be a really challenging day. I'm going to open my heart 50% today. You have control over your heart. You have control over your love. How many of you have a hard time receiving love? Raise your hand. How many of you have a hard time receiving? Yeah, okay. How many of you have a hard time giving love because you are afraid it will be rebuffed? Anyone? Okay. All right, that's fair, right? Because it it hurts to not have what you have to offer be accepted, right? The truth is that you were born out of divine love. You at your essence are what is called agape, divine love, source love. That's the stuff from which you were created. And so we would say to you that now's the time, right? Now's the time. Your love is needed. Your heart is needed. Your ability to receive and to share is important. Witness in your life those people that are not able to share their love and emotions, and they're also not able to receive what others are trying to share. Think about them. They are like an island unto themselves. Right now in this world, that is a painful thing to be, right? That island that keeps you separated from the possibility that is love. That is where infinite possibility lives, is in the vibration of love. Now, some days it will be easier to vibe as love, and some days it will be tougher to vibe as love. But you, beautiful creators, pardon us, we have a cat. It may come up to visit. You, beloved ones, have the ability to move back into that creation paradigm. You have the ability to move back into the paradigm of agape. That is past, or it expands past what is your human understanding of what love is, right? And it's pure energy. It is pure focus of source, light, and love. You have the ability in your life to step into that every moment of every day. It is choice. It is choice to be love. It is choice to not be love. Right? And when you understand beautiful sovereign love beings, right? When you understand that this is your true nature, and that not being engaged with love or with your divine essence is against your true nature, then you can begin to shift and change what is the love quotient in your life. Right? Love quotient. So just think for a moment, kind of look at your love meter, right? And at one end you have, I'm not feeling it at all. On the other end, you're like, I am fully open and feeling love, right? Where are you on the love meter? How many of you are at the end of the spectrum that says, I'm not feeling it at all? Raise your hand. And those of you who are with us and not on screen, we would appreciate that you come and actually join us. It is helpful to bring your energy fully present. Thank you. Thank you. How many of you feel that your love quotient is at about 25%? Raise your hand. 50%. Okay, fair enough. 75%. Off the charts. How many of you feel that your love quotient is off the charts? Each one of you has love quotient that's off the charts. Think about what you love in your life. That love is off the charts. Each and every one of you here loves someone, something, some puppy, kitty, or other fuzzy thing, right? To the moon and back. That love is off the charts. Can you love that way universally? Is it possible? We're listening to people's minds, not hearing voices. Is there anyone that feels that it's possible to love universally the way that you love your children or your spouses? Diane, yeah. What? Unmute yourself. There you go. What do you think?
It's possible. Yes. I mean, yes, yes. The answer is yes. I guess you go through phases, but yes.
Phases of love, huh? You
All
knew
right.
that we would poke you about that. So,
Yeah.
but that's a valid point, right? Sometimes it's easier to feel than others. And what creates that dynamic? Much of the time, your ability to feel love is based on someone else or something else, someone else's behaviors, patterns, someone else's responses to you, right? It's easy with your puppy or your kitty or your child or your lover when they are in sync with your love vibration. It's harder when they're not, right?
Metatron, Barbara had her hand up for a bit.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just looping back on the comment of being in the love quotient. I think that I know that's where I want to go. It's just to be love. And so the little exercise I've given myself to help me increase my love quotient is that when something triggers me, or I might see something in the news that you're like, oh, you just like brace yourself or coming up with judgments. To me, that's a test for me to try and go back into neutral and just love.
Yeah. Yeah.
As best I can, because then if I trigger something, then I could feel the disconnection right away. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this space.
Indeed. Indeed. Thank you. And I really think that the point that you're making, Barbara, is that love starts with you. It doesn't start with your significant others or your families. Love starts with you and becoming comfortable with the way that you love, right? Loving yourself, which is easier than you think sometimes, right? Then that vibrational frequency, that ability to give and receive love opens more fully in the world. Right? How do you love yourself? That's a really great question. And maybe as you walk away today, you ask yourself, how do you love yourself? And we would say to you that if you feel that you are less than loving to yourself, that you try two things. Paying attention to your inner talk to yourself. How do you speak to yourself internally? And if there's negative inner thought, I'm lazy, I'm disorganized, this or that or the other thing, then begin to change that dialogue to be more accepting and loving of yourself. That's number one. Number two, each and every day, bless yourself. You bless others, you work on healing others. One of the easiest ways to do it is to look in the mirror and bless yourself. Create the blessing if you want, or even if you just say, bless me. Right? Bless me. Or I bless me. What begins to happen is that your internal landscape begins to shift. That's scientific. That's not just Metatron speak, right? That's been kind of proven scientifically. Those two things used together can begin to shift that inner landscape from one that is contracted to one that is open. And when you are open to give and receive freely of love, life changes. Not only your life, but the life of those around you. Think about all the people that would absolutely line up to receive your love. Well, kissing booths at the fairs and things like that, right? Love booth. Come and get some love. Right? Your divine essence. And as you are opening, growing, expanding, ascending, this is a key piece. This is a key piece, right? So, can you give yourself a Valentine every day? Can you create something for yourself to help you be a lover of everything? Yeah. So that's our Valentine's Day speech. Pretty good information, we think, right? Pretty important.